Good evening, everyone. Next up in the NSSR family of racing, we've got the Sylvania Busch Light Series at Kentucky for the KFC 300. One of the big articles of news in the last week, Atlee Weiss is stepping out of the Busch Series so that he can compete full-time in the Cup Series. Al Bunch is in a holding pattern as he's continuing to dominate in the Busch Series here. He's hoping that he can win the championship and graduate into the Cup Series that way. So a lot of kind of hustling and bustling, moving around so far. With the absence of Atlee, we will just have one less car on field now. So it's not going to make a huge difference. We might have the ability for someone to move up into Busch in the next coming couple weeks, but as of right now, it's just going to be a vacant open spot. So, starting on the front row, yet again, Al Bunch continuing to set the pace here in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. Nadat Kagum with a surprisingly good start here, starting on the front row. Then we've got Matthew Fastnot and Nathan Morgan, Mike Bliss Jr. and Kat Durham, James King and Craig Busch, Tayden Bergeron and Ethan Creech, Jordan Walker and Logan Nagy, John Brinker and Adam Starr, Trevor Walker and Kellen Oakley, Lynn Farrell and Clarence Bonner, Santi Messi and Zach Armstrong, Adam Gerber-Forian and Jack Davis, Tom Cording and Josh Drake making his one-off start, or one of his part-time starts here in the SBL. Then you got Tyler Landa, James Fireball Robert, Justin Patrick and Braden Hunt, Luis Rodriguez and Joshua Harrison, Lucas Holmes and Bella Fawn, and then Gavin Legend and Riley Sorrell Tracy.
Touch all your seatbelts. Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it. Start your engine!
Al Bunch has about a 7-point lead over his teammate Nathan Morgan. And how they're starting right here, the two teammates are going to be racing for the front of the field here at the start of this one. Nathan Morgan right there in fourth. You can definitely tell that Al Bunch has put forth all his homework into this Busch Light program. That has been the most dominant stretch of racing we've seen from any driver in any of the series. Al Bunch with another pole position, starting this one out. 200 laps will be pretty lengthy here at Kentucky. We'll see plenty of strategy and potential green flag pit stops if we don't see too many cautions. Early on here, Matthew Fastnot trying to take the lead away in that Toyota Supra. So Al Bunch has got a little bit of a challenge to start this race. In the first lap, it looks like Luis Rodriguez with the fastest lap at a 31.9. Luis Rodriguez is definitely in the mid-pack, so that's a bit of a surprise. But impressive that Matthew Fastnot was able to muscle his way around Al Bunch early here. Al Bunch going to try to take the lead back here. John Brinker in the background running in third. Trevor Walker cruising up towards the front of the field. There in fourth. Taden Berggren running in fifth. Al Bunch back to the lead here on the lap 10. John Brinker up to third. There's been a little bit of moving through the other parts of the field here, as looks like Santi Messi's up to fourth. That's a improvement. And this has pushed Nathan Morgan and Trevor Walker back. The Walker Bros running nose and tail here. Tom Cording and Taden Berggren still within the top 10. Him and Gavin Legend teammates running back together, 10th and 11th there. Santi Messi had made a start last night in the truck series that was able to net him enough points to get into the top 35, so he's locked into the next race at least for the USA Trucks. John Brinker making a pass here on Matthew Fastnot to take second away. One thing that has been consistent this year in the Sylvania Busch Light series is that we usually have very few cautions. And this race is setting up tonight like it might not be any exception to that matter. The racing very civilized out there, single file with very little room for mistakes, it seems. Get to the back of the field, there's a little bit more too wide. Nadat Kagum, who started on the front row, all the way falling to the back here. So there's still at least opportunities for mayhem to strike, but the race is definitely giving that impression that it's going to be a long green flag run here. Al Bunch also could pull off the spectacular. He's leading the points here in the Busch Light Series, and he's second in the points in the USA Truck Series. It would be an oddity, but it would be amazing if he could pull it off, if he could somehow get the championship tied up in both of the under series here. It's definitely possible, and Al Bunch second in the USA Trucks and leading here in the Busch Light Series. Gonna be fun to follow and see how he does. It just seems like he's got his own zip code here in the Busch Light. These other drivers don't quite know how to beat him. Leading numerous laps in the last 3 weeks combined. One win to the tally in 2023. But Matthew Fastnot's not going away. He's hovering right there behind him, and I think he's going to give him a run for the money here at Kentucky. But I've said it numerous times with the Sylvania Busch Light Series that the reason these guys avoid cautions and wrecks. These are the best of the best that haven't yet made it into the Cup Series. So unfortunately, we can't field all 35 of them in the Cup Series alongside the top 42 drivers in our series. But it's always good to see that we've got a lot of talent waiting in the wings, ready to pounce when the opportunity is given to them. Al Bunch is going to run a special scheme coming up at the Daytona Cup race. Going to be brought to you by Ovaltine on his Dodge Challenger for LFG Motorsports. His part-time schedule, he hasn't seen much more than a couple races in the Cup this year. But all those starts will be good experience for him, especially if he's going to win the championship here. Nothing's a given. He's still going to have to go through the playoffs and beat everyone fair and square to get that championship. Must say, Matthew Fastnot is holding in really tight there behind him. This could get a good battle out of this towards the end of the race if it stays like this. With the Kentucky here, KFC 300 tonight in the Busch Light, we will have the Cup guys come here tomorrow night for 500-mile event. Or correction, 400-mile. We'll be doing the A&W Root Beer 400 here at Kentucky with the Sylvania Cup Series tomorrow. And then we'll be off until the next race, which will be the USA Truck Series next week on Monday or Tuesday, depending. Current fastest lap belongs to John Brinker, who is currently running. Seems that he's actually dropped backwards. Currently running in 9th. Josh Harrison is on the move. Santi Messi is dropping a little bit. Tom Cording is on the move. Trevor Walker and Nathan Morgan, both of which these guys are on the move. For some, this racing might not be as exciting to watch, but with each race you get different outcomes, and this one I can see the action's probably going to come down to the pit stops here. It may not be back and forth passes for the lead or a lot of carnage that takes out drivers, but I think we're going to see some good performances from drivers in the back moving to the front. Matthew Fastnot still trying to toy with taking the lead away from Al Bunch here. As you can see, he's got a run coming into turn on the front stretch now. Off turn 4. Going to take the lead going into turn 1. And so now we got a new lead change. This is the second time that Matthew Fastnot has taken the lead. Al Bunch is fighting hard here tonight Ain't gonna be no easy walk in the park win for him here at Kentucky. Trevor Walker there in third, Tom Cording in fourth, and then Nathan Morgan in fifth. Seems like between the two series for Matthew Fastnot, he is having more success this season here in Busch. Trucks has been hit and miss for him. He's been able to at least start all the races so far and keep himself within the top 35 in points. But not quite on the same level as he is here in Busch, where he's contender. He could potentially start fighting for the points lead, and with a win here tonight, that would also lock him into the first round of the playoffs. Trevor Walker has already won in the truck, so he's locked into the truck playoffs. It's going to be kind of interesting to see if we've got drivers in both of the playoffs between the trucks and Busch. There has been some talk as to who may or may not be eligible for playoff contention on terms of part-time drivers hopping in a ride. The 14 truck and the 38 under scrutiny over that. The way it's probably the rules are looking like it's gonna lean towards the driver, that vehicle, the truck, for example, would be ineligible for playoffs even if it won. That could also be strategic, as that team could go out there and take a win away from someone that's fighting one of their team trucks. So at least, I mean, everything kind of has its perks. There's always a downside too, but with the rules in place, that's probably going to be the way things go, and we probably don't even have to worry about it unless one of those drivers win in the part-time truck. But as far as drivers that are eligible for multiple series, if Matthew Fastnot's running in trucks and Busch, he could win the championship in both of them. Therefore, he could qualify for the playoffs just as well. And so it might get interesting seeing how many names that we have in all three series that are actually fighting for a championship in each championship. Al Bunch could be there at the end of the year. Even Matthew Fastnot could kind of pick it up in trucks and find his way into a championship berth. So got to fight for the lead here. Al Bunch trying to give a little bit of pressure on the inside of that 09. Matthew holds it off for the time being, but Al Bunch wants to get that lead back. Seems like we're going to get treated to quite a few lead changes at the front here as Al Bunch takes the lead back away from Matthew Fastnot on lap 46. Looks like the double zero of Nathan Morgan in third. Adam Starr and Braden Hunt running fourth and fifth. Santi Messi in sixth. Jordan Walker in seventh. Tom Cording in eighth. And then ninth and 10th, you got Fireball Robert and Craig Busch. So still a lot of positions are changing hand here behind the two leaders. Officially 1/4 of the way through the race with no cautions. Got 151 laps to go. Lead is swapped between Al Bunch and Matthew Fastnot quite a few times already. So we got green flag pit stops happening. It looks like Fast Not to be the first one down pit road. Al Bunch is going to stay out another lap, at least another lap. Looks like more. Green flag pit stops here on lap 60, so that'll put us at lap 180 would be our last pit stops if they go green all the way. Even Al Bunch right here is trying to push it a little further. He could maybe push it to lap 190 if he plays his cards right. Maybe even 195, but he'll have to run extra long on each green flag run here to get that. If he goes to lap 65, he could stretch it all the way to 195 being his last pit stop. And then that last pit stop, he could just come down pit road for a quick gas and go. Man, he's going to push for it too. I think we're going to see him stretch it to lap 65 or more. If he can make it to lap 67, he could make it on 2 stops in this race. And then possibly run it right to the finish on fumes. Oh no, that was what happened. The 09 had a mechanical failure that forced him out of the race on lap 60. So that wasn't a scheduled pit stop for Matthew Fastnot. Unfortunately, our biggest contender for the win here tonight dropped out. Now, Al Bunch is just going to have to not be his own worst enemy, and he'll have to figure out a way to close this thing out. There's still plenty of drivers behind him that could fight for the win here tonight, as we've got like Adam Starr, Tom Cording, John Brinker, of course, with the fastest lap. He could still come out to the front of the field. But yeah, sadly for Matthew Fastnot, a suspension failure is going to cost him a finish in this one. And it's such a bummer because he was looking like he could have gave Al Bunch a run for his money here tonight. Now we're going to have to see how they get out of the pit stops here. Al Bunch was able to go to lap 64. So the next round of pit stops, he would be coming in on lap 128 and then 192. So he's still going to have to make it on a pit stop during green flag competition here. Okay, I'm back. And currently, James Fireball Robert, after the round of pit stops, has inherited the lead. And Al Bunch running in third right now. So even though it was a 2-car fight before the pit stops, now it's a 4-car fight for the lead here. Matthew Fastnot, yeah, earlier we saw he was fighting for the lead with Al Bunch. Unfortunately, his day is going to finish at 34th with a suspension failure, so definitely a bummer for Matthew Fastnot. I was just giving him kudos for running well in the Busch series here. James Fireball Robert has yet to win in the Busch series here, but looking really good this season, and top 5, running top 5 in the points, and gonna be a contender through and through for the 2023 championship, it looks like. "80 laps into the race, and James Robert has the fastest lap, so those green flag pit stops, they were able to put some fresh rubbers on and run faster laps on the 79 Toyota Supra. Seems that Al Bunch has kind of lost the handling on his car as he's fallen to third right now and losing the leader, losing contact with the leader at the moment. Nathan Morgan right there on the tail of Fireball. Now we got 3 cars within the same zip code of each other: Al Bunch, Nathan Morgan, and James Robert. Still about 40 laps away from our next round of green flag pit stops. We have not yet seen a caution come out. Only one retirement from the race, the 09 of Matthew Fastnot after suffering a mechanical failure. Suspension damage is going to put him out for the rest of the day here at Kentucky. Al Bunch might be taking the position away here from his teammate in the 00. Al Bunch back up to second, and he's going to have his sights set on the 79 of Fireball. Seems like on the longer run, Al Bunch might have a better long run setup for his car. He's closing back in on the leader now. Lap 88 of 201, so we're getting close to halfway. And he's going to cruise by Fireball to get the lead back. So in lap 90, we got Al Bunch back in the lead. We've seen the lead swap hands numerous times tonight. Matthew Fastnot led for a few circuits. Al Bunch has led for the most. And we just saw James Robert give up the lead after he took the lead following green flag pit stops. So it's nice that we actually have a good share of cars within the same area on track, even during green flag pit stops. Usually green flag pit stops would separate the field and sometimes usually leads to a leader off to the races on a lead of his own. But Al Bunch is having to work hard for it tonight as he's getting contested for the lead here pretty often. Under attack now from the 00 of Nathan Morgan. Both these cars here have already won a race in 2023. The only other driver that has won in the SBL would be the 65 of Lucas Holmes, who is actually running 31st right now, so he's having a rough night here. He did get his win at the Super Speedway of Ricky Raceway, so Super Speedway shenanigans was allowed him to get into victory lane. Still a nice earned win for him, just I don't think we're seeing the full power of those cars at a super speedway as we're seeing here tonight. It's coming down to brute speed. And those Dodge Challengers from Al Bunch Incorporated, man, they are strong. Got a JSR entry there in second, and then a Todd Rat Racing entry in fourth. So Toyota, Ford, and 2 Dodges in the top 4. Fifth place belonging to Trevor Walker in Jaw Drop Motorsports, their number 21 Toyota Supra. Craig Busch in the MSM, number 11 Ford. Another TRR entry, Todd Rat Racing, Joshua Harrison, and then the number 27 of Star Syndicate. Running in 8th, TKM, Tom Cording, brother to Tim Cording, running in 9th, and Bella Fawn with a top 10 so far, so good run for her. Definitely is becoming the Al Bunch show. If you're tuning in just now, you haven't missed much of anything. We've gone halfway through this race with no cautions. The KFC 300 here at Kentucky, we've seen the lead swap hands quite a few times. Al Bunch started on the pole, led pretty early, and then we had a battle between him and Matthew Fastnot that lasted the first green flag stretch before we had green flag pit stops. Matthew Fastnot unfortunately suffered a mechanical failure that dropped him out, and it was looking like that was Al Bunch's only competition for the win here tonight. But since those green flag pit stops, we've got a 4-car fight between Nathan Morgan, Al Bunch, James Robert, and Braden Hunt. So definitely still very much up in the air who's going to have it here tonight. We'll have more green flag pit stops in about 25 more laps. So around 125 to 128. Al Bunch is going to be making it hard for anyone to make up any points on him. Him sitting in second there is going to be almost as good as getting max points for the day. There's still 33 drivers out there on track. We've only had 1 retirement, so short of a mechanical failure for Al Bunch, there's still a lot that could happen. But he's got to be proud about his team and the way they're running so far. 1-2 on track. Look further back. Craig Busch makes a pass there on Trevor Walker for 5th. Most of the rest of the field's kind of separated sparsely around the 1.5 mile Kentucky. Taden Bergeron gets by Belafon for the top 10. Santi Messi in 12th. Lynn Farrell, Tyler Landa, Zach Armstrong in the top 15. And John Brinker is your 15th place driver here on lap 103. Surprisingly, Jordan Walker having a rough go of it here. He was running towards the front of the field, but since that green flag pit stop, he has struggled here. James Roberts down pit road, so this is a pretty early pit stop. Perhaps he had a mechanical failure as well. Fuel leak. So it must be bad luck to be at the front of the field. As you can see, he was fighting amongst the top 4. And seems like he's going at full pace right now. This was going back a lap. Wow. He was able to make it to pit road right there, but had a fuel leak. And that's going to cost him potential fight for the win here. Still on pit road getting it serviced, so. And now we're down to 3 contenders fighting for the win. Braden Hunt, Al Bunch, and Nathan Morgan. We're over halfway through the race at lap 109. James Roberts still hasn't been able to get his vehicle repaired. Shows that he's 5 laps down. That's a bummer, as he was high up in the points. This is going to hurt him pretty drastically in the points total. He'll probably be locked in for a 33rd place finish here tonight. Based on how they're running, I don't think they're going to get a caution and wad up a lot of cars. So he's definitely going to have a hard time getting any positions, being 5+ laps down. Nathan Morgan's under attack here. Like I said earlier, I do believe Al Bunch has the best setup for the long run here. Even so, he's only got about 14 more laps before he's going to have to come back down pit road. Fight for the lead here into turn 3. As they come out of turn 4 here, Al Bunch will secure the lead on the 0-0 of Nathan Morgan. Morgan falls back to 2nd. Taden Bergeron up to 3rd. So we've got some drivers going down pit road already, I believe. If the 88... Oh, nope. I stand corrected. That is not the 88. That's the 86 of Josh Drake, who is definitely a lap down. He's possibly a lap down with fresher tires. Truly a shame for James Robert, as he somewhere amongst that last run turned the fastest lap. Had to have been when he was out front leading. So potentially the fastest car here tonight is probably not going to get the win. This is Josh Drake's first action in the Busch Light Series. Definitely getting his bearings. He has not run in a car like this before. Got to give him credit that he's keeping it out of trouble, and the car's still running, so anything's possible as long as he's still got laps to run. Gets by and takes one of his laps back. Now he's only down one lap. 79 of Fireball Robert still out under repair there on pit road. So that fuel leak must be a pretty extensive repair for him. As Al Bunch is out front leading, he's going to have to come down pit road in about 8 laps himself. And definitely he'll be getting 4 tires and gas to try and run to the next checkpoint. Which by all calculations, he would be pitting again with about 8 laps to go. And that will get interesting as we'll see who might try to push it, who's on differing strategies, and things might get crazy at the end of this one, so stay tuned. "120 laps in and still no cautions. The lead dominantly been under Al Bunch's control. We've seen a lot of rotations at the front, but not for very long periods of time outside of the extended leads that Al Bunch has held. Braden Hunt in 3rd, Craig Busch, Trevor Walker up to 5th. Zach Armstrong up to 11th, so that's a hard charger award for sure. Taden in the number 88, still fighting back and forth here with the rest of the guys. Mid-pack. Bellafon keeps finding her way into the top 10. Mike Bliss Jr. with the solid run. He's been having a decent start to the season in the USA Trucks. hoping to convert that into some success here in the Busch Light Series as well. We have a car stalled on track. Nope. 79 still has not left pit road, so looking more and more like his day might just be done. "77 laps to go." Oh, Nathan Morgan might be trying to take the lead away here right before green flag pit stops. Nathan Morgan's gonna cruise. Ooh, and Al Bunch is fighting hard on the outside there. It's looking like Al Bunch will prevail on the high side. Not for long. Good-hearted racing there for the lead as Nathan Morgan is able to take it here on lap 137. Green flag pit stops will be within the next 3 laps for sure. And just like that, Nathan Morgan is losing some speed. Don't know if maybe he pushed a little too far on the gas. Coming down pit road on lap 127. This is 1 lap short of the predicted numbers. We'll see if Al Bunch can stretch it a little longer than the rest of them. If he can push it to lap 129, see if maybe he saves some fuel on this green flag run. Yeah, he's going to stretch it a little longer here. This is 129, so this is getting into, he's on a 65 lap run this time. That could push him all the way to lap 194. Still, it's going to be tight. Yeah, so he's able to go 64 on the first run, 65 on this run, and that's about all you can get out of the gas on that. He might be able to stretch it to lap 194, and he'll have to come back down pit road with 8 laps to go. Al Bunch is back off. We've got our second round of green flag pit stops in the books here, it looks like, as Al Bunch should have been the last to come down pit road during those green flag pit stops. And honestly, it looks like Al Bunch is going to lose a lot of traction here, as Adam Gerberian in the 14 was about, well, and it looks like he's going to have to come down pit road this time, so yep, that'll all pan back out in the favor of Al Bunch. But it looks like Braden Hunt had a better green flag pit stop. Also, Nathan Morgan had a better green flag pit stop. Somehow, Nathan Morgan sustained some damage on the left side of his vehicle. Both sides of the vehicle. So let's see how this happened. This is his second lap out after green flag pit stops. He's going high on the 69. Oh! Wow! So, vehicle that was going to be coming down pit road anyways makes contact with Nathan Morgan, pushing him into the wall and causing some significant damage there. It seems like Nathan Morgan had a good start after coming off pit road with a big lead on the rest of the field. Adam Starr still running out front. Not sure if he's made his pit stop yet. See how far back. He's on a flip strategy. He pitted on lap 107. He was on lap 166. Man, I don't know how. He must have had fresher tires for a longer period. So there's an alternate strategy for you. Adam Starr knew that he couldn't make it without making 3 stops, and he cut one of the stops down the middle. And it's good enough to give him the lead right now. Man, I still don't know how I can understand the logistics behind this, but on lap 105, he short pitted. Instead of him stretching it to lap 128 like everyone else did, he pitted on lap 66 and then came back down pit road on lap 105, short pitting. This meant that he would come out on track with fresher tires on lap 108 and turn quicker times than the rest of the field. On lap 106, if he's going to push it as far as the rest of them, he'll be pitting again on lap 172. You got to imagine those tires are wore out. But benefit to him was the fact that Nathan Morgan received damage coming off pit road. Even Al Bunch, he's going to be trying to stretch it as far as he can and not run it out of gas. And wouldn't this be a huge victory for Star Syndicate Incorporated? Or Star Syndicate Racing Industries. That's I got it there. They got their truck win last night with Phillip Leeds, and Adam Starr, the team owner of that truck, he could pull off a win here tonight at Kentucky. He's on the contrary strategy, and honestly, when he pits again on lap 170, he'll be able to race hard in the closing laps and not worry about pitting at the end of it. This strategy is going to hurt him in the long run on this one, as his tires are definitely getting wore out. The folks behind him with fresher rubber are going to get by him. As long as Adam Starr can maintain a top 10, I think he'll be fine. This is what I was talking about earlier. Although there's no cautions or a whole lot of action on track, the strategies are what's going to make this race make or break for the rest of the field. It's always exciting when you have a driver that's off strategy trying something different. And you got to imagine that the folks on the pit box for the other drivers are probably watching, and they're like, we got to figure out how to put that in our book for next time we come here. But it hasn't paid off yet, because we still have 60 laps to go. A lot of racing, a lot could happen. And perhaps someone else has an alternate strategy even crazier than Adam Starr that could make a big difference in the closing laps here. Trevor Walker holding on tight in the top 10. Craig Busch as well. Bella Fawn up to 7th now. Great run for her. As well as Zach Armstrong right behind her. He's having a good night as well. John Brinker in the top 10 and Clarence Bonner right behind him. Taden Berggren in 11th. Josh Harrison. Mike Bliss Jr., Santi Messi, Tyler Landa. Got a fight for the lead here as Al Bunch is going to get by Braden Hunt. Al Bunch makes the pass with ease. And so now after that long round of green flag pit stops, Al Bunch has taken charge at the front again. We'll have to keep an eye in about 30 laps to see whether Adam Starr pits at about lap 170. My prediction is he'll pit at 170 and come back out with fresh tires. And Adam Starr could potentially steal the win away from Al Bunch. Now, if we have any caution in the race, that would totally throw that strategy out the window. So far, 145 laps in and no caution. So cautions are not looking to be a factor here at Kentucky. Still only one retirement, the 09 of Matthew Fastnot. James Robert has been trapped on pit road. Evidently the damage has proven to be critical for the 79. Regardless of the end result, I do believe Al Bunch will probably keep the points lead, especially with the 79 having troubles here. His next contender would be the 00, and he's been running stronger than that 00. 00 suffered damage coming off pit road after the green flag pit stops. As you can see, the 69 of Lynn Farrell, who's actually a lap down right in front of him. Lynn Farrell had caused the damage to that number 00. Oh no, and we've got another mechanical failure as Bella Fawn has a severe engine malfunction. Not sure if this will bring out a caution. We all know for a fact that Adam Starr would not want to see that caution. Still green so far. Adam Starr still in the top 10. Looks like they might be able to fix some of that damage. It was mild engine damage for the 34. They're changing tires. Perhaps this was a opportune time for Bella Fawn if they can get that damage fixed quickly here. Time's a ticking. I don't think they're getting it fixed quick enough. Tick, tick, tick. Yeah, the 34 is going to be at least a lap down, maybe more if it can't get fixed here. She's coming back off. Wasn't as long as it could have been. It could have been worse. Probably going to come out about a lap down, but with 49 laps to go, she should be good to go the rest of the way. Her race is not over by any means, as she can run the rest of this race without a pit stop. The others around her are going to have to pit one more time. She can make up a lot of spots during those pit stops. Amongst the first that'll come down pit road under green flag circumstances would be the 27 of Adam Starr, who would like to try and make it 2 for 2 this week for the team. Star Syndicate got their first truck win last night with Phillip Leeds, and Star Syndicate could potentially steal a win here tonight at Kentucky based on the strategy that Adam Starr is running right now. 00's coming down for what should be scheduled final stop of the race. It's a bit early, but it might be for the best to get some of that damage kind of squared away on the 00. At this point, they know they've got to make their final stop sooner than later. The longer they stay out there, the more wore out the tires will get. And possibly what we might see happen is Adam Starr might push the envelope and force the other driver's hands into pitting. Since they know that he's on that alternate strategy, it would be foolish of them to stay out and try to push it as long if they don't need to push it that long. You might as well come down pit road right now if there's other people around you that'll be doing it. For Al Bunch, this is just another status quo run for that number 8 engine. Run out front, dominating and leading laps. Al Bunch Incorporated is definitely flirting with the idea of moving to Cup full time in next season, and they'll have an easy, quick trip to the Cup Series if he's able to win the championship. Belafon is lap traffic there in front of him, and perhaps that engine damage is a bit more severe. She should be out there running faster than Al Bunch with the fresh tires, but something is just a bit off with that car. She gets passed for another lap. This would put her down multiple laps now. Down 3 laps on field. 160 laps and still not a single caution has been shown. 40 laps to go. Al Bunch has dominated from the pole here. Leads swapped hands a few times, and we've already had 2 rounds of green flag pit stops. The interesting part is we do have a driver on an alternate strategy that could steal the win away from Al Bunch. Adam Starr in the number 14. And perhaps he made his final pit stop already. Or the 27, not the 14, my bad. I think what you're seeing now is the fall off on those tires is just so drastic. He's going to have to come down pit road sooner than later because he's fallen outside of the top 10 and he's losing spots by the plenty now. Taden Bergeron made his final pit stop, it looks like. By my calculation, Adam Starr would probably come down pit road in another 8 laps. The reason he's pushing it so far is beyond me. He can make the final stop now and get fresher tires and run faster laps. But you always, at the back of your mind, you never know if there's going to be a caution that comes out. If a caution came out right now, he could maintain track position and stay in 16th rather than go down pit road, have a caution come out, and get trapped a lap down. So I can see the strategy from both directions there. It's got to be painful with the wear of those tires as he's losing. And we'll have to see who had the best strategy planned out, whether it's Al Bunch or Adam Starr. Okay, Adam Starr is making his final pit stop here on lap 166. That means he'll be good to go to the finish. Everyone else out on track will have to pit at least one more time. Other than, say, like Taden Bergeron, who we saw coming off pit road. We'll have to see where Adam Starr and Taden Bergeron shake out after this pit stop here. But perhaps Taden Bergeron might be on a alternated strategy that could boost his overall finishing position here tonight. Adam Starr is going to just barely come out. It looks like most likely now 2 laps down if Al Bunch drives around him. This will be a huge move. This will prove just how fast and fresh those fresh tires are. As you can see with the inside line, Adam Starr is going to cruise around the number 8 of Al Bunch. And he's going to stay 1 lap down. And this is going to be a charge to the finish to see if he could upset the apple cart of Al Bunch. Taden Bergeron, unfortunately, 3 laps down, so he's going to be out of contention here in the final laps. The 69 of Lynn Farrell, 1 lap down, probably going to be close as he's in front of Adam Starr at the moment. And he's actually running on the tail end of the lead lap and could potentially get his lap back, fighting with the leaders at the front here. But I don't think this one had pitted on this last round. No, Lynn Farrell did not pit, so he's going to be on the alternate or the original strategy that Al Bunch is on. The alternative to what Adam Starr is on. Fresh tires are worth $1 million here, as Adam Starr is sitting pretty. He didn't have to lift or save any fuel, save any tires. He can run full throttle all the way to the end here. He turned a 30.08. Compare that to the last lap, Al Bunch had a 30.9. So almost a full second a lap faster. Do the math with 25 laps before Al Bunch pits. That's going to be about 25 seconds gained on track for Adam Starr. 25 seconds is a century on the racetrack. If Al Bunch wants to win this race, he's going to need to short pit and pit earlier and try to preserve as much position as possible that he can over the 27 of Adam Starr. And then there's always that possibility that someone's going to try to push it all the way to the end, stretch it. Although I don't think anyone can make it past lap 195 without coming back down pit road. Perhaps someone was saving fuel or doing something to get those numbers right. There you go, short pitting. So Al Bunch is short pitting to avoid losing too much more time to the 27 of Adam Starr. Adam Starr should be able to race around the track to get his lap back. I'm thinking he almost needed the leaders to stay out a little bit longer and able to actually benefit from it all. As you can see, Adam Starr back on the lead lap now as those guys are on pit road. The number 8 car still doing its service. And Al Bunch is off now, so we're going to have to see where the 27 is on track in comparison. Man, back down the front stretch, and the 18 is now exiting pit road. The 18 should be rejoining the track surface about now. Yeah, he's about a full straightaway ahead. Adam Starr. So Adam Starr, even though was trying to play the strategy game, the AI in NR 2003 actually smartened up and stumped Adam Starr from potential victory here tonight. Especially now that Adam Starr's been out there about 20 laps. His tires are going to be wearing out on him. Crazy enough, Braden Hunt out with the lead. Comes off pit road, leading the race over Al Bunch. 1 second to his advantage. Third place, we've got Trevor Walker, 5.6 seconds back. Got to look all the way back to 7th. 9.8 seconds for Adam Starr. So still, it's going to pay off for a better finish than originally what he was going to get. He just made up another spot up to 6th. And we could still have a caution or something that shakes everything up. Lap traffic could cause some troubles. Oh, and Al Bunch is having a mechanical failure on track, running in 2nd place. Severe engine failure for the number 8. This is what happens when you're running non-stop for 180 laps. Sometimes the engines just can't keep up with it. So right now, Braden Hunt with the lead, looking pretty secure. Trevor Walker, still 20 laps to go. Al Bunch blew up, running in second place. Seems to be maybe just a tinge of bad luck for that number 8. Thought that maybe they'd kind of got those bugs worked out from 2022. Braden Hunt could be looking down the barrel of his first win here in our series of racing. First year in the Busch series, racing for JSR in that Ford Mustang. Man, we still didn't have any caution come out there. Zach Armstrong making his way up to 6th. John Brinker up to 5th. Camshaft failure is what claimed Al Bunch today. He's going to finish 32nd on the field after having one of the most dominant performances that he's used to having at the front of the field. He's going to just come up a bit short tonight. Great run for Craig Busch in 3rd. And Trevor Walker with a 2nd. Can't complain about that either. Let's see if he's actually making up time on the 69 of Braden Hunt in the lead. 5.5 down to a 5.4. He's going to have to make up a lot more time than that to catch up to the leader. Trevor Walker could become one of the first drivers to win in both series in 2023. We've had it happen before. Al Bunch won in the trucks and Busch last year. And Trevor Walker could potentially do it too with the capability of doing it. "13 laps to go, and the lead is kind of stabilized for now. Well, down to a 5.29. He's going to have to take a chunk out that big each lap around now. We'll see if the 69 has any traffic in front of him. Not really. He's running a 30.279. Compare that up against the 30.131. So Trevor is running faster laps. Only 12 laps to go now. He's going to have to run far faster laps to catch up to him. Man, they're almost identical at lap times that time. So even though we have not seen any cautions, this race has been strategically a unique one to behold. This is a fight all for third place right here. It looks like Zach Armstrong is going to settle for a sixth place finish. Great run for him tonight. He had a good run at Daytona just last night in the Truck Series as well. With 8 laps to go, it's looking like no one's got anything for Braden Hunt. Down to a 4.9 second lead. John Brinker gets into third. Clarence Bonner settles in to fourth, and Craig Busch in fifth. Trevor Walker is able to get by one of the lap traffic that's hindering him. This lap by, his lead starts to go the opposite way again as he's losing traction to Braden Hunt. Seems like the leaders were giving it all they could tonight and were pushing those cars just a bit too hard, as we saw Matthew Fastnot break and fall out of the race after fighting for the lead. Al Bunch broke, dominant car today, broke from second place out of the race. And the 79 of James Robert, who is looking to have a good run tonight, suffered a fuel leak and has failed to rejoin the racing fray. So with all of that, Braden Hunt's going to be the surprise winner here if nothing else happens. If we don't get a caution, if it keeps green, we have not had a single caution this whole race. So green flag to green flag, green to checkers basically is what we're looking at. If we get a caution now, it would be a green-white checkers for the finish. Adam Starr, his strategy didn't pay off for him, and it looks like he's going to fall back to about where he was running prior to executing that strategy there in 10th. He needed everyone else to stay out just a little bit longer, and that it could have paid off. It would have been a different ball game, but there's really no reason for the drivers to stay out later if they can't make it, when they could pit sooner, get fresher tires and fresh rubber, run it to the end. There's no way that they were going to make up 6 laps of fuel. That was just impossible. So yeah, the short pitting was the way to go. It's just impressive to see Adam Starr short pitted in his second round of pit stops rather than his last. Braden Hunt cruising here in the lead as he's got 2 laps to go and a 5.5 second lead. Still no caution, green flag all the way through from lap 1 to 200. Green flag all the way. And Braden Hunt's going to get the white flag this time by as he cruises out, roaring out of turn 4. White flag waving. Final lap Braden Hunt with the lead. All he's got to do is close it up now. Finish this last lap. Don't make a mistake. Don't get in a wreck. Just run your lap and bring it home. For his first ever NSSR win amongst all 3 series, Braden Hunt's going to pull it into victory lane here at Kentucky. Coming home second, we've got Trevor Walker, Craig Busch in third, John Brinker in fourth. Zach Armstrong's going to pull it in for a fifth. Tyler Landa sixth, Jack Davis seventh, Josh Harrison eighth, Mike Bliss Jr. ninth, Adam Starr 10th, Tom Cording, Gavin Legend, Clarence Bonner must have had to have made, he was trying to push it to the final laps. Had to make his pit stop there at the end. Yep, that's exactly what happened. So instead of a top 5, he's going to get a top 30. So congrats to Braden Hunt on his first career win and first ever win in the Busch Series. We did not have a single caution flag, green flag from lap 1 to 201. The rest of our finishing order as follows. We had Lucas Holmes in 14th, Adam Gerber-Fori in 15th, Santi Messi, Kat Durham, Luis Rodriguez, Jordan Walker, Logan Nagy, Kellen Oakley, Ethan Creech, Nadak Hagum, Riley Sorrell Tracy, and Nathan Morgan was your last driver on the lead lap. It's going to be a weird shakeup for the point standings as our points leader, Al Bunch, out in 32nd. Second to him was Nathan Morgan, had a rough go of it here in 25th. James Robert was in the top 5. So we're going to see what the point standings look like after this one. It's going to be way different. And so, yeah, thanks again to everyone for tuning in. Braden Hunt comes home victorious here at Kentucky. And tomorrow we're going to be at the Cup Series. We'll be here at Kentucky for the A&W Root Beer 400. So hopefully y'all can tune in for that one tomorrow. Very glad you guys could turn in for this one, and very big congratulations going out to Braden Hunt, bringing home his first ever win in the series. Keeps our streak alive, 4 consecutive races with 4 different winners, and we'll get those points tallied up and sent to the server before the end of the night. So thanks again, everyone. Hope you have a good night, and I'll catch you on the flip side.